Michiko.
Oh,
Hi.
We're born in the moonlight. Ain't a fan to say. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
hello, Aromas. This is Aromie here, and welcome back to Our Life Beginning and Always. I just checked back on all of my recordings. Thank God it only happened on the last episode, which I most likely put some Animal Crossing music over it because I'm really mad. But now I know music is on. Thank God it was only on the last episode. If it did in the very first episode, I was gonna be highly pissed off. But it was only in the last episode. I'm okay now. You saw him more often than Shiloh, and on some days when she was in a bad mood or busy, you even saw him more than Lizzie. Damn. Lizzie. He became a staple of your everyday life, the way sun and lunch and the beach were. Looking back on it years later, you would realize that you'd have a tiny crush on him right away, one that had made you want to spend as much time with him as you did. Of course, that was only the start of things. The next part is the last type of special decision-making screen, the moment selection screen. Here you can choose which events you experience during this step. They're called moments. Moments are memorable experiences of summer during a specific stage of life, and they can be played in any order. Once you finish an event, you'll go back to the screen to pick another, or they don't have to be played at all. Whenever you're ready to move on to a new time period, you can click the Summer Ended button on the bottom right. Getting to whichever step you want to play is a quick process thanks to that. In this demo, you can only progress as far as the start of step 2. The moment screen for step 1 is the only moment screen in the demo, and it doesn't include all the moments for step 1. Many are locked for now. If moments are skipped, there will be fewer opportunities to develop your character and impact how Cove acts for the upcoming step. That can be helpful if you don't want him to change. It's the choices that are made in the current step that set up his personality in the next step. As a child, Cole's features are consistent. In future steps, there are multiple directions his looks, interests, and personality can take, though you won't have any clear say in his development, which I don't care, because I don't want to have any say in his development. I just want to focus on developing my character, so then, like, seeing him grow will be a surprise. While making choices, there's little way to tell how the conversations and experiences will shape Cove in the long run. You'll have to wait and see. Have fun! I'm not gonna be able to see until like fucking 2020. Shopping, grown up, or fireflies. I'm obviously gonna go to each step because, you know, I'm going to drag this demo game as long as I can before I cry that it's over. Come back before it gets dark, alright, sport? A familiar voice drew your attention away from the snail you've been watching inch slowly across the street. Cole waited in front of his dad. He looked to be paying only a mild amount of attention as he was being handed a few slips of green paper. It reminded you of when you first met Mr. Holden, although he's probably not paying Cove to be friends with himself. Cove's dad seemed to feel your gaze somehow, or maybe you made a noise, because a second later his eyes were on you. He waved you over with a smile. He was happy, but you still felt a little weird for getting caught. You've got to learn how to be more sneaky. You brushed your hands together to free them of sand, and jogged over to join the two. In turn, Cove shuffled his feet in place as you got closer. Oh, he's so
Michiko.
cute. Oh, he's so...
Hi.
Oh. I'm crying. I'm crying to finally hear your name said in the game. Oh my god. Good to see you again. What excitement are you up to today, Michiko? Nothing. After you finished answering the question, Mr. Holden's attention returned to Cove, who was preoccupied with folding the bills he had into a tiny rectangle. Sounds fun. It does? You weren't sure about that. You know, Cove was about to hit the stores by the beach. Why don't you go with him?
Yeah.
You can come. I mean, if you insist, I'll come. You really grinned at the idea. You hadn't been sure if you'd see Cove today, and now he was inviting you somewhere. Great, I'm sure you guys will have loads of fun. Mr. Holden reached into his pocket and pulled out a leather wallet filled with money. You found it odd, since your mom's only ever seemed to have cards in theirs. Here. He leaned in to pass a crisp 10 to Cove, giving him a wink and a whisper. Get something for your friend, too. Sure. Cove's dad ruffled his son's hair when straightening back up. Take care. Did you get your hair from your mom? And your eyes from your dad? Cove accepted the bill after a second and slipped it into his pocket. Then with one last nod to his dad, he turned and started walking. He followed after him, intrigued at the possibilities this outing might bring. Cove stayed straight towards the gentle tide, creeping up the sand, and you fell into place beside him. His eyes searched the ground intently. Are you looking for shells? Cave. Cove mumbled a sort of. If you see any, you can let me know. You can manage not. You dropped your view to the sand, walking carefully so you didn't step on any. The gentle sound of the waves filled in the silence with pleasant white noise. Even so, the urge to speak came over you. What do you usually do on the beach anyway? Lots of things. I like bodyboarding and volleyball and surfing and everything and stuff. The idea of standing on a big board while the waves propelled you towards shore was mystifying. I'm not allowed to surf. It looks hard. Now once you get the hang of it, I should show you sometime. You grinned, giving 2 eager nods. But I'm also not supposed to surf right now, because I have this. He lifts up one arm, showing off the glaring pink cast wrapped around his wrist. Yeah, that's sad for him. Cove still smiled, though. He thought his nonchalant attitude towards injury was pretty brave. I also like collecting stuff that's on the shore. Shells, sand dollars. I found a shark tooth once. You did? Cove stretched out his forefinger and thumb. It was this long. That was somehow both scary and delightful. No way! I mean it. I still have it under my bed. You'd have to remember to ask him to show it to you sometime. What about you? What do you normally do here? I wonder if, like, he's gonna get older and, like, wears that shark tooth as a necklace or something. I don't come to the beach a lot. I like swimming. I like looking at fish. To be honest, I don't like the water, so I would not say I like swimming. I would most likely say, obviously I would say I don't come to the beach a lot, but I do enjoy the beach. But to be honest, are there even fish in the ocean? But that was a stupid question. Are there even fish that I can see on the beach? I don't know. Let's be honest though, as a kid I didn't really enjoy water, so I didn't really go to the beach a lot. Now as an adult, I wish I appreciated the beach, because I was closer to it than I am now. You like the beach fine, but you rarely went down without Lizzie. Today has been a special occasion. Why? I don't know, I guess I'm doing other stuff. Cove seemed personally offended by this revelation. I kind of assumed. But you know, I can't like everything you like, okay? The beach must matter a lot to him, but that makes sense. His name is Cove after all. I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna stay truthful to my younger self, like how I would react. I'm sorry, Cove. I probably like negative 50 points. Once you reached the shopping area, the noise level grew exponentially. Yeah. No longer just waves and footsteps, but the chatter of people enjoying their lovely summer day, the call of birds trying to find bits of food left behind, and lots of salespeople trying to get attention. I really like the bustling sounds though. It's nice. The energy surrounding the area seemed to fill you, and there was a bounce in your step as you began looking at the familiar sights. What's that? Cove pointed to a large crowd of people gathered near a few tables with large colorful umbrellas blooming from their middles. Without another word, the two of you hurried over to see what all the commotion was about. Feast your eyes on the amazing Alexander. In the center of the crowd was a man with a tall hat and a funny green coat that had 3 long tails. There was a little table next to him with a cloth hanging over it that read "The Amazing Alexander" in glittery golden script. Why tell people his name if it's already on his sign? Cove hummed with understanding, then turned to walk away just as the Amazing Alexander began shuffling a deck of cards. You bit your lip, reluctantly starting to follow after Cove again. You continued looking over his shoulder, however, wanting to see as much as you could before you got too far away. Hey! Now watching where you were going, you proved a bad idea as you bumped right into Cove. Oh, sorry. Did you want to stay or something? If that's okay. He briefly lifted his arm up off his sides before returning them to place. You could have said so. With that it began, the magic man pulled one card out of the deck, showing it to the curious onlookers. It was a 4 of diamonds. Watch closely. He did, squeezing through a few of the adult onlookers to get a better view. Suddenly the man snapped his fingers and the card just disappeared. Whoa! Cove is uninterested. The Amazing Alexander, who had earned his title, turned his head and looked directly at you. He reached out with a kind smile. What's this behind your ear? He backed away. Nothing? Tell me? Nothing? It was true, you didn't keep anything in there. He felt a tug, and then he pulled the 4 of diamonds out from behind your ear. What? You knew that it couldn't really have come from your ear, but you still didn't get how he'd done it. There was a light of applause from the crowd, and the man gave a deep bow. This is for you. The magician plucked a pair of balloons from a clump of them tied down to his table. Both were in the shape of a dolphin instead of being a normal circle. And one your friend too. Thank you for being my assistant. Wow! Now you're really grateful he chose you. After that, he went to someone else in the crowd. Pick a card, any card. Here, Cove, balloon. Balloons are nice. My uncle does that every time he visits, not the balloons, the stuff with cards. Cove spoke plainly while oh, he's unamused, he's seen it already. While reaching over to take the dolphin that had been designated for him. Maybe it wasn't so special. Cove was just ruining the fun. You wonder if Cove's whole family was magic. No, it is special. Cove is just ruining the fun. I think he's just bored with that. I don't think... I would think his family was magic. If so, he was lucky. Okay. Because I think we're also molding our character's personality. So, let's let her have some fun with magic. Because honestly, I believed in that shit. I mean, I still kind of believe it, even though I knew it's just a lot of practice and work to pull it off. The crowd started to clear some, and you noticed to the side there was a whole rack of brightly colored kaleidoscopes on display. I actually made my own kaleidoscope at one point when I was a kid at school. You shifted your balloon string to the other hand so you could lift the kaleidoscope to your eye. Go picked one up and looked through, twisting the tube at the end. After a second, he set it back on the rack, moving to the other side of the stall. He went under the awning, careful of his own floating dolphin. After playing with the kaleidoscopes for a little, you joined him. Oh, those are so cute! Oh, can we get a crab? Well, Cove looked at the sand pails were drawn to a table with colorful keychains laid out on it. They were sewn in the shape of sea creatures, and there were a plaque that read, handmade, standing proudly in front. Okay, I still got time. There were lots of different types. You saw a dolphin, a shark, a crab, a turtle. Oh, I could pick up the crab! Look at it! How can you say no to that crab? Your hand stopped on the crab, claws raised, and a tiny smile on its face. You were instantly enamored. Checking the price though, your heart fell. $6. You didn't know much about money, but you thought that was a lot to spend on one thing. You rarely had more than a $5 bill to your name. Is that what you want? Huh? Oh, it's $6. I didn't bring any money.
Alright.
Oh, look at Cove. Look at Cove being our sugar daddy. Are you sure? Hooray! You don't have to. Really? Really? No, I would probably say, are you sure? Cove took the keychain from your hands, and that was that. He was holding a small yellow bucket for himself too. It's cool. You should get it. Our first gift from him. You beamed, excited at the idea of displaying the keychain somewhere in your room. I'm so glad you actually got to pick which one you want. Oh, that's so cute. After Cove paid, the two of you stepped out of the store side by side, your balloon dolphins knocking together and spiraling around in the air. You watch Cove hold up the pail to his face, examining it thoroughly. Hey, Cove. Yeah? Does your dad always give you money like that? Thanks. What the fuck? What? Thanks, man. He bought me a gift. You're welcome. I hoped he really knew how much you appreciated it. What? You were going to thank him for the keychain again, but instead just shook your head, smiling. Cove returned the smile with a shy one of his own. Oh, so cute. Cove looked further down the street where different food carts were lined up. He rested his non-cast arm over his stomach, and just as he did, yours let out a light curl. Let's get some food. Yeah. You two wandered around a short while, looking at all the delicacies that were available. After passing up hot dogs, snow cones, ice cream, and pizza, you both agreed on pretzels. Cove got something sweet and cinnamony. And you? Got a plain one? Got a cheese one? No, I only get to sing! The light cup of icing looking too delicious to pass on. You found an empty table close enough to the beach that the grit of the sand made terrible noises when you dragged your chairs out to sit down. These balloons are gonna make it hard to eat. Cove placed his bucket on the table as he stared at his still ballooned up hand that was wrapped around the string. Why don't we tie it on the bucket? You opened your mouth to agree before an idea hit you. I know! After carefully placing the pretzel somewhere it wouldn't get sandy, you tugged the balloon dolphin out of Cove's hand and tied it in a delicate bow around his wrist. Or we can do that. Oh! Cove bounced his arm up and down in place, testing the stability of it or not. After watching, oh my god, what if it just loosened? After watching his balloon jostle around but remain attached, he smiled satisfied. Could you help me too? I can't tie it to my own wrist. You repeated the ritual. Cove struggled somewhat with the cast, restricting his fingers on one hand and a string already tangled around the other. But the action made you feel strangely happy. You can look him in the eyes.
Okay.
Got it. The two of you spend a moment admiring your handiwork, both hands now free to allow easy munching on your pretzels. That is so cute. But this is actually where we're going to stop. I'm really still happy that we got to pick our own keychain, and the fact that he was so kind enough to buy it for us. That was so adorable. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
touch it,